how does that look to you?
Looks pretty good to me. But the proof of the pudding is in the eating. I can almost hear sleigh bells. It must be nearly time for Christmas. It's certainly time for keto trifle. Here it goes. Oh, that's lovely. Oh. Oh. Yes. You definitely need some of this. Hello, and welcome to Simon's Christmas Keto Kitchen. So, yeah, this is episode 1. I've thought, well, any excuse really, isn't it? Any excuse to put on the Santa hat, basically, is the truth. But I thought as we're running up to Christmas, I'd show you a selection of the recipes that I use at Christmas time just to make. Just to avoid Christmas temptation, because it's everywhere, there's stuff everywhere, and it's tempting. So if you've got enough, the stuff you make yourself will be just as tasty, if not frankly tastier than the normal stuff. So as long as you've got a selection of stuff, you should be fine. Okay, and I'm going to start with a trifle. Now, frankly, if a trifle isn't in your keto arsenal, why not? It really should be. I mean, frankly, it's the ideal fat bomb. It's the key ingredients are eggs and double cream. Even if you're really going hardcore on an egg fast or if you're trying to maximise your fat. So if I was trying to, trying to be super strict, I will try and get more fat in my diet and less of everything else. So if you look, and then I will eat fat bombs, 1 meal a day and fat bombs. If you're looking for a fat bomb, trifle. I mean, a basic trifle, just jelly, custard and whipped cream, sweetened whipped cream, perfect fat bomb. So, but today we're going to make a proper trifle, Christmas trifle. Now, at first, I'd just like to say, don't hate me if this isn't your childhood Christmas trifle. Everybody's got a slightly different favourite. So you may take this and use it as a starting point to develop your own personal Christmas trifle that goes on for years in your family. For me, the key elements of a Christmas trifle are a sponge base with some fruit, berries ideally, and then a layer of jelly. Now I like the jelly to be thick. I like when you put your spoon into it for it to go. So I'll make quite a concentrated jelly so it's proper thick jelly. And then a layer of custard, and again, proper thick custard. So it's up to you, you might make it a little bit, if you like it more gloopy, you can do that. If you like it like me, or perhaps you like it solid, you could add a bit of, I'm not going to do that today, but if you like your custard so you can actually slice it with a knife and fork, I'm guessing you could probably just add a teaspoon or 2 of arrowroot mixed in a little bit of water and add that to the custard, and you would then have something solid. But anyway, custard and then sweet cream on top, and then decorate with a little bit of fruit. So let's get started. The what have we got? First, we've got the sponge for the bottom. So what I'm going to use is a mug cake, and it's a mug cake recipe from the my favourite keto chef, madcreationshub.com. It's their mug cake. I'm missing one of the ingredients today. It calls for collagen. Now, if you've got collagen, it really is. If you're making a mug cake, it is lovely with the collagen because it makes it sort of holds it together nicely and gives it that sort of springy commercial cake feel to it. But I'm out. So, and it, honestly, in the base of a trifle, it's not that important. So I will put a little bit of gelatin in, which will help hold it together. But apart from that, it's straight out of that recipe. All the recipes will be in the description. Then we have the. Then I've got 200 grams of frozen berries. So this is black currants, red currants, raspberries. There's a couple of strawberries in here. It's a bit decadent for me, but hell, it's Christmas. And then on top of that, there'll be a pint of jelly. And then on top of that, the custard and the cream. Okay, let's get started with the mug cake. Okay, mug cake. Obviously I have to use a Christmas mug. So I'm going to use a tablespoon of olive oil. And a tablespoon-ish of gelatin. I think that'll do. Finish that off. Okay. And a tablespoon of coconut flour. And just a little bit of vanilla extract, and half a teaspoon of baking powder, and an egg. And a tablespoon of sour cream. I haven't got sour cream in, so I'm just going to use a little bit of double cream. Okay, so basically now I'm just going to mix all that up. We'll tell you what I haven't put in. I haven't put any sweetener in. This is my favourite sweetener, as I've mentioned before, Erythritol Gold, which is erythritol stevia blend. So I'm going to give it 2 good spoonfuls of that. Sure it's well mixed. let's give that 2 minutes in the microwave. Okay, let's grab that. Oh. As you can see, we now have a mug cake. It's filled the mug. Now, it doesn't matter to me that this isn't super pretty because it's going into the bottom of here. Go. So I'll take that out of there, and then I'm just going to slice it up. Actually, it's very nice, isn't it? It's a light, fluffy sponge. There we go, there's my sponge. Right, on top of that, I'm going to put the fruit. Now, you might want to add a bit of booze here, sherry, perhaps. So I'll leave it up to you. I'm not going to bother today. Right, so now we're going to make the jelly to go on top of that. So the jelly, we are going to make a pint of jelly using this raspberry sugar-free jelly. Now, 2 of these sachets are supposed to make a pint. However, I'm going to put 3 sachets in to make a pint so that it's extra thick, because that's just the way I like it. If you like your jelly, you know, looser, more, then just add 2. Okay, so. Right, I just need some pint of boiling water. So I'm going to add a little bit of cold water in there first, and then top it off. Okay. There we go. Make sure the jelly is fully dissolved. Right, I'm just going to let that sit for 5 minutes before I put it in there. This bowl is probably heat proof, but I can't quite remember, and so I don't want to crack it. So let's let the jelly get down to a more comfortable temperature. So let's move on to the next step, which is the custard. Right, custard. So for custard, we want to start with heating up our cream and vanilla in a pan. So we're going to have 400 grams. And to that we're going to add two teaspoons of vanilla, we're going to pop that on a low heat. You want to be a bit careful with this, you don't want to cook it too hard. While that's just starting to warm, let's get the other stuff together. So in another bowl, I'm going to use 4 eggs. And 40 grams of sweetener. Two teaspoons of xanthan gum. And a tablespoon of gelatin. Okay, let's head back over and check this out. Okay, that's just starting to reach a low simmer. So what I'm going to do now is take it off the heat. And add our egg mixture. Giving it a stir. Now don't worry, it always goes a bit lumpy because of the xanthan gum. But fear not, it will come right. There we go, that's starting to mix together nicely now. I'm going to give it a mix just to help break down some of those lumps. Okay, that's looking pretty good, and it's actually starting to thicken already. I'm going to now put that back on the heat and being quite careful to stir it regularly. Keep going until it's thick. That's getting pretty gloopy now. So I'm going to take it off the heat. Now, I'm not only going to take it off the heat, I'm going to transfer it into another dish to prevent it from continuing cooking. And there we have it, custard. Okay, so if we move back to our jelly, check the temperature. Yes, that's cooling off nicely now. So while it's still liquid, I'm going to get it onto the trifle. And we're going to leave that to cool. And move on to the final part, which is the custard. Not custard, the cream, sorry. Right, so for this I'm going to use 2 tubs full of whipped cream. Along with 2 tablespoons of erythritol. And then we're going to whisk this so we get a nice thick cream. Okay, that's about right. Oh, that's delicious. This sweetened cream, you know, is something that you really ought to just make regularly and keep in the fridge. It goes marvellous on top of, well, you just eat it, frankly, but it goes lovely on top of a cup of coffee. You just float a bit on top of a coffee or on a hot chocolate. Really delicious. Okay, so now we've got all our key ingredients. We're just going to let these cool now. So we're going to wait until this is set and that's fully cool, and then we'll put that on top of there, and then that on top of that, and then decorate the top, and we'll be done. So we'll come back later. Okay, we're back. Right, let's assemble this thing down there. Jelly is nicely set. Custard is nice and cold and extra gloopy thick, just the way I like it. Look at that. In fact, skin side down. There we go. and our whipped cream for the top. And just a few berries to make it look pretty. There we have a trifle. Right then, should we have a look at this finished trifle?
How does that look to you?
Looks pretty good to me. But the proof of the pudding is in the eating.
Go.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And look at that. Get a cross section of that. I can almost hear sleigh bells. It must be nearly time for Christmas. It's certainly time for keto trifle. Here it goes.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh. Oh. Yes. You definitely need some of this. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. I certainly have, and I'll be enjoying some more in a minute. Give it a try. It's really pretty easy, and it's delicious. It's not just for Christmas either. Eat that all year round on keto.